Baby. This is too personal, don't open unless you're alone. My beloved child, before you even think of scrolling away, pause and breathe, because what you are about to hear was never meant for the crowd, never meant for noise, and never meant for careless ears. It was meant for the moment when you are alone with yourself, when the world is quiet, and your heart is loud, because something huge is waiting for you, and once you hear it, you will never be the same again. Listen closely now, because this is not motivation, not advice, and not another feel-good story. This is a truth wrapped in silence, the kind of truth that follows you at night and taps your chest when no one is watching. And right now, you might feel normal, but a few moments from now, a switch inside you will flip, and you will understand why this video found you and not someone else. Here is the part nobody ever tells you, and I need you to stay with me for this, because the people who leave early never discover it. You have been carrying a question inside you for a long time, even if you never put it into words, and today, that question is about to receive an answer so personal that it might feel uncomfortable, yet so precise that it will feel like it was written only for you. Stay with me, because the next realization is subtle but powerful, like a door opening without a sound. Everything you thought was delayed in your life was not delayed at all. It was being prepared in silence, shaped in ways you could not see, and right now, at this exact second, you are closer to a breakthrough than you have ever been, even if your mind is still full of doubt. Now let this sink in slowly, because this is where most hearts start racing. There is a reason certain memories still hurt, a reason certain dreams refuse to die, and a reason you felt drawn here today. And that reason is not random, not coincidence, and definitely not an accident, because something huge is waiting for you, and it has been waiting patiently. Do not rush this moment, because what comes next is heavier than it sounds. You were never meant to fit into the small version of life you were shown, and the discomfort you feel is not weakness, it is pressure. The kind of pressure that only appears right before something meaningful is born, and if you stay till the end of this journey, you will recognize the signs you once ignored. Take this as a quiet blessing, a whisper meant only for your soul, that you are protected, guided, and far more capable than you believe, and even if the path ahead feels unclear, trust that you are exactly where you need to be right now, held by purpose, surrounded by unseen strength, and covered in grace. Amen. Stay right here with me, because this is the moment where curiosity turns into realization, and realization turns into something that quietly changes you. If your chest feels a little tight right now, that's not fear, that's recognition, because something huge is waiting for you, and your soul already knows it. What I'm about to say may sound simple at first, but simplicity is where the deepest truths hide. The reason you felt unseen, unheard, or underestimated is not because you lack value, but because your value was never meant to be obvious. It was meant to be discovered slowly, like a secret revealed only to those patient enough to stay till the end. Let me pull you a little closer now, because this part is personal. There are moments in your life you replay again and again, moments you wish you handled differently, and yet those moments shaped a strength inside you that nothing else could have created, and that strength is about to be called forward in a way you did not expect. If this message is touching something deep inside you, don't ignore that feeling. Let it move you to speak, to connect, to let others know what resonated with you, because sometimes one shared thought or one honest voice becomes the signal that awakens someone else who is still sleeping through their own potential. Now understand this clearly, because this is where many people miss the sign. The universe does not shout when it is about to bless you, it whispers, and this whisper brought you here, not for entertainment, but for alignment, and if you feel this message deserves to travel beyond just you, allow it to be passed along without hesitation. Right now, as you listen, invisible doors are already shifting, timing is rearranging itself, and paths you thought were closed are quietly unlocking, not because you forced them open, but because you stayed long enough to understand what they were protecting you from. Receive this as a reminder and a blessing, that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, your patience is being rewarded in ways you cannot yet see, and your faith is stronger than your fear. Type Amen if you accept this covering, and carry this truth with you. Amen. Listen to this carefully, because now we are stepping into the layer most people never reach. The noise outside fades here, excuses don't survive here, and only truth remains, and if you've stayed this long, it means your spirit was strong enough to handle what's coming next. There is a silent moment in every life when everything pauses, not to punish, but to prepare, and you may have mistaken that pause for being stuck, for being left behind, for being forgotten, when in reality it was life holding you still so you wouldn't miss the turning point meant only for you. Feel this deeply now, because this is where the shift begins. The version of you that doubted yourself was never wrong, it was just incomplete, and the version of you listening right now is closer to clarity than you have ever been, even if your mind is still trying to catch up. I need you to stay present, because the next truth is subtle yet powerful. Every time you thought you were losing something, you were actually being redirected, protected from paths that would have drained you, and guided towards something far greater, even if it didn't make sense at the time. This is not coincidence, and it never was. The timing, the pauses, the unanswered questions, all of it was aligning you with a moment like this, where understanding replaces confusion, and you finally realize that something huge is waiting for you, not in the future, but unfolding right now. Let this realization settle into your heart slowly. You are not late, you are not behind, and you are not broken. You are becoming, and becoming always feels uncomfortable right before it feels powerful. Receive this as a calm assurance and a sacred blessing, that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Your path is guarded, your purpose is intact, and your story is far from over. Type Amen if you feel this truth, and walk forward with faith. Amen. Stay with me a little longer, because this part separates those who only listen from those who truly receive. If you've reached here, it's not by chance, it's because your awareness is expanding, and something huge is waiting for you just beyond the edge of what you currently understand. There is a quiet power that awakens when a message resonates so deeply that you feel compelled to let it live outside your mind. When words mirror your inner truth, they are not meant to be trapped in silence, they are meant to echo, to move, to reach hearts that don't even know they're searching yet. Absorb this carefully now, because this is the core revelation. You were never meant to walk this path feeling isolated. The connections you form, the voices you align with, and the energy you exchange are all part of how your purpose multiplies, and when alignment feels real, it naturally draws others toward it. Notice how your perspective is shifting as you listen. This is the moment where inner agreement happens, where you nod quietly, where your heart says, "This is real," and that inner agreement is stronger than any outward action, because it rewires how you move forward from here. What you engage with shapes what stays in your life. When something speaks to your soul, acknowledging it, responding to it, and allowing its space to grow is how transformation deepens, and that simple awareness is how unseen blessings begin to accelerate. Understand this clearly before we close. Your presence here is proof that your intuition is active, your discernment is sharp, and your future is unfolding with intention, not randomness, and as long as you remain aware, guided moments like this will continue to find you. Receive this final covering with calm confidence, knowing that you are supported, aligned, and protected, that your voice matters, your attention is powerful, and your journey is divinely timed. May peace rest on you, clarity walk beside you, and purpose lead you forward. Amen. Remain here, because now we are entering the part that feels almost unreal, the part where logic steps back and awareness steps forward. If your mind is unusually quiet right now, that silence is not emptiness, it is space being created for something important to land, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a moment when truth no longer feels like information but recognition, and this is that moment. Deep down, you always sensed that your life carried more weight than what was visible, more meaning than what was explained, and now that hidden depth is slowly rising to the surface, asking you to finally acknowledge it. Let this next thought settle without resistance. The struggles that shaped you were not random obstacles, they were filters, removing what could not go with you any further, refining your focus, strengthening your inner voice, and preparing you to stand steady when clarity finally arrived. Notice how certain fears are losing their grip as you listen. Fear survives on uncertainty, and uncertainty fades when understanding appears, and understanding is appearing now, gently but firmly, reminding you that you were never meant to shrink your potential to make life feel safer. This is where alignment becomes unmistakable, when your thoughts, emotions, and intuition quietly agree. You feel grounded instead of rushed, focused instead of anxious, and in that grounded state, opportunities recognize you before you even search for them. Hold on to this awareness, because it is rare and powerful. Moments like this are checkpoints in life, subtle signals that you are on the right path, even if the destination is not fully visible yet, and trusting this signal is what separates growth from hesitation. Receive this as a sealing blessing over your journey, that your clarity continues to deepen, your courage continues to rise, and your purpose continues to unfold with grace and precision. May peace guard your heart and wisdom guide your steps. Amen. Stay present now, because this is the closing layer, the part that quietly completes what began the moment you heard the first words. If you feel a sense of calm mixed with intensity, that is alignment settling in, and it is confirming that something huge has already begun moving in your favor. There comes a point where seeking ends and knowing begins, and you are standing at that edge right now. You no longer need constant reassurance, because the truth has anchored itself inside you, steady and unshakable, reminding you that your path is valid, your timing is intentional, and your journey is protected. Let this final realization rest deeply within you. The future you once worried about is not fragile, it is resilient, shaped by every choice, every pause, and every moment of awareness that led you here, and from this point forward, you walk with a clearer sense of direction than ever before. Notice how hope feels different now. It is no longer a distant wish, it is a quiet confidence, a grounded expectation that what is meant for you is already aligning behind the scenes, moving steadily toward you without force or fear. This is not an ending, it is a seal, a confirmation that you heard what you needed to hear at the right time, and that the message will continue working within you long after this moment passes, influencing how you think, choose, and move through life. Carry this awareness gently but firmly, protect it from doubt, honor it with patience, and allow it to guide you when decisions feel unclear, because this inner clarity is one of the greatest strengths you will ever develop. Receive this final blessing with gratitude and trust, knowing that you are covered, guided, and never alone on this path. May strength rise within you, peace surround you, and purpose lead every step you take. Amen. Stay still for this moment, because what remains now is not excitement, not suspense, but depth. This is where messages stop sounding like words and start feeling like memory, as if you've always known this truth but only now remembered it, and that recognition is the final confirmation that something huge is waiting for you. There is a rare calm that appears when nothing more needs to be proven, and if you sense that calm right now, it means your inner resistance has softened. You are no longer trying to become someone else, you are beginning to accept who you already are and who you are unfolding into. Understand this gently, without pressure. Not everything meaningful arrives loudly. Some of the most powerful shifts happen quietly, reshaping how you see yourself, how you interpret silence, and how you trust your own inner guidance without needing permission from the world. At this stage, clarity does not demand action, it invites awareness. You don't need to rush, explain, or validate what you felt here, because real understanding does not argue, it settles, and when it settles, it strengthens you from the inside out. Notice how the need to seek fades into a sense of being held. This is the feeling people spend years chasing without realizing it comes from alignment, not achievement, and alignment is exactly where you are right now, even if your outer world hasn't caught up yet. This awareness will return to you in unexpected moments, in quiet decisions, in sudden confidence, in peace where there used to be doubt, and every time it does, it will remind you that this moment mattered more than you realized when it first began. Receive this final echo as a lasting blessing, that your heart remains steady, your mind remains clear, and your spirit remains guided, protected, and purposeful. May what is meant for you recognize you easily, and may you walk forward without fear. Amen. Stay with this silence for a second, because this part is not meant to excite you, it is meant to anchor you. If you feel grounded yet alert, calm yet aware, that means the message has moved from your ears into your being, and that is exactly where it was always meant to arrive. There is a point where understanding stops asking questions, and you have crossed into that space now. The confusion that once surrounded your path no longer has the same power, because clarity does not shout, it stands firm, and right now, something huge is waiting for you with patience, not pressure. Let this truth settle naturally. You were never meant to rush into becoming, because real transformation holds weight, and weight requires balance, and the balance you are building now will support you in ways haste never could. Notice how your thoughts feel more organized, more intentional. This is what alignment feels like when it matures, when it stops being emotional and starts becoming structural, reshaping how you respond to life instead of how you react to it. This awareness is not temporary, it will walk with you quietly, influencing your choices, strengthening your boundaries, and reminding you who you are even when circumstances try to distract you from that truth. The journey ahead does not require fear, because fear belongs to uncertainty, and uncertainty dissolves when purpose becomes familiar, and purpose is becoming familiar to you now, step by step, breath by breath. Receive this as a lasting seal over everything that has been spoken, that your inner clarity remains intact, your direction remains protected, and your path continues to unfold with intention and grace. May peace stay with you, strength rise within you, and purpose guide you forward. Amen. Hold this moment gently, because now you are not listening anymore, you are remembering a strength you once felt but couldn't explain, remembering a certainty that visited you before doubt learned how to speak, and that memory returning now is proof that this journey was never about finding something new, but reclaiming what was always yours. There is a quiet confidence forming inside you, subtle but undeniable, and it does not demand attention or validation. it simply exists, steady and rooted, telling you that you no longer need to chase signs because you have become one yourself. Let this truth arrive without resistance. The waiting you once resented was actually teaching you how to hold what is coming, because blessings without readiness become burdens, and you were being shaped carefully, intentionally, so that when the moment arrived, you would not break under its weight. Feel how patience feels different now. It no longer feels like delay, it feels like trust, and trust grows only when the soul recognizes that something huge is waiting for you, not to test you, but to meet you at the exact level you've grown into. This is where inner noise fades, comparison loses its grip, urgency softens, and clarity replaces chaos, because once alignment settles in, distraction can no longer compete with purpose. Carry this awareness forward quietly. You don't need to announce it, prove it, or defend it, because real transformation speaks through consistency, through calm decisions, and through peace that remains even when circumstances shift. Receive this moment as another layer of covering, another seal of reassurance, that your journey is unfolding with precision, your growth is undeniable, and your spirit is guarded and guided. May wisdom stay with you, courage rise within you, and peace remain your companion. Amen. Stay here for this final stretch, because now the message becomes a mirror, not showing you who you should be, but revealing who you already are beneath the noise, the pressure, and the expectations you never agreed to carry. There is a deep stillness that arrives when alignment completes its cycle, and if you feel that stillness now, it is not emptiness, it is certainty, the kind that does not rush forward or look back, because it knows it is exactly where it belongs. Let this understanding settle fully. You were never behind, never overlooked, and never misplaced. Every step, every pause, every redirection was shaping a path sturdy enough to hold what is next without fear or collapse. Notice how your focus feels cleaner, sharper, more intentional. This is what happens when doubt releases its grip and clarity takes its place, when your inner world finally matches the direction your life is moving toward. This is the moment where trust becomes natural. You no longer need to force belief, because belief has grown roots inside you, and rooted belief does not shake easily, even when the world around you changes. As you move forward from here, this awareness will guide you in quiet ways, reminding you when to wait, when to move, and when to simply remain steady, because steadiness is strength refined. Receive this closing blessing with a calm heart, that your journey continues with wisdom, your purpose continues with clarity, and your life unfolds with grace beyond what you imagined. May peace surround you, strength sustain you, and purpose lead you always. Amen. Remain with this feeling, because now the message deepens instead of ending. What you're sensing is not closure, it's confirmation, the kind that doesn't excite the mind but settles the soul, letting you know you are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment. There is a strength that forms when understanding no longer needs repetition, and that strength is quietly rising within you now. It doesn't push, it doesn't rush, it simply holds its ground, reminding you that real power is calm, centered, and patient. Allow this realization to breathe. You don't have to figure everything out today, because clarity is not about having all the answers, it's about trusting the direction even when the details remain unseen. Feel how your inner world feels steadier than before. This steadiness is not accidental, it's the result of growth you endured without applause, lessons you learned without guidance, and resilience you built without recognition. This is where peace becomes practical. It shows up in how you respond instead of react, how you choose silence over chaos, and how you protect your energy without guilt, because alignment teaches discernment naturally. What lies ahead does not require force, because what is meant for you recognizes you without struggle. Your role is not to chase but to remain aware, grounded, and ready to receive when timing aligns. Receive this continuation as a gentle sealing over your spirit, that your clarity remains strong, your patience remains rewarded, and your journey continues under guidance and grace. May calm lead your thoughts, wisdom guard your choices, and peace remain with you. Amen. Stay connected to this moment, because now the message becomes quieter but heavier. This is where truth doesn't arrive as words, but as certainty, settling so deeply that it changes how you carry yourself without you even trying. There is a level of understanding where effort dissolves into flow, and if you feel that ease right now, it's because resistance has finally loosened its grip. You are no longer fighting to be seen, you are simply allowing yourself to be aligned. Let this realization land softly. Not everything that delayed you was meant to deny you. Some delays were protection, some were preparation, and some were mercy in disguise, guiding you away from paths that would have cost you more than they gave. Notice how your expectations feel lighter now. This is not loss of ambition, it's refinement, where you begin to value depth over noise, peace over pressure, and purpose over performance. This awareness will continue to work within you long after this moment passes. It will show up in calmer decisions, stronger boundaries, and a deeper trust in your inner guidance, even when the outside world feels uncertain. What is ahead of you is not fragile, it is intentional. It is forming with stability, patience, and clarity, so that when it arrives, it stays, because something huge is waiting for you, and it recognizes the growth you've already achieved. Receive this as another quiet blessing, sealing everything you've absorbed, that your path remains protected, your heart remains steady, and your purpose continues to unfold with grace. May peace walk with you and wisdom light your way. Amen.